This is Warframe. We're on Xbox Series X taking a look at the optimized version of this intense and fairly epic free-to-play space combative game. Anyways, the game has some really interesting upgrades to it, and we're going to be diving into those. So the first thing to mention is obviously the display selections, which are actually interesting because you can go to dynamic resolution and you can actually kind of choose the resolution scaling, which is very cool. You don't really see this in games that often, but we're going to kind of leave it at the dynamic. So what we're getting here is up to a 4K resolution, because obviously it's dynamic, at 60 FPS, no HDR support, quite smooth this seems to be, faster loading times, cross-generation play with friends, enhanced audio, and much more. Apparently this is like an entirely kind of tuned up version specifically for Xbox. They actually went out of their way to go wild in regards to offering, some real upgrades to this one, which is kind of cool and fairly dynamic in that regard. Public, once a week, okay, public, yep. It's very interesting in regards to the upgrades for this one. So we'll do, I don't know, Terminus, Open School, 0. Just trying to think of an area I specifically want to go to, because we've got all these planet options in regards to kind of battling. So many dynamics to it. Earth, Demos, really beautiful planet system setup. At least I think so. I guess we could do that and then see what we got going on there. And with that, other elements that have been improved, greater sense of space due to the audio upgrades and adjustments. This is a cooperative game, so 4 players can jump in and play together. Migrating from PC is not a thing. Talking about that, achievements carry over, your progress carries over. Updates are going to be simultaneous to Xbox One and Series X and Series S, which is kind of expected. And yeah, now we're going to jump in and battle away and kind of show off what this game has to offer, and it really is looking just gorgeous. I remember the original release on Xbox One, I think it was like 2014 or something was the last time I believe I played this game on Xbox platforms. I also checked it out via the Switch, I believe, not too long ago. But yeah, it's a very interesting sort of experience. I feel like I didn't need to even kill that thing because it was so weak. But yeah, this game is definitely quite lovely looking in regards to the visual upgrade here. They really did a good job fine-tuning this one. So if you're not familiar with the game, it's sort of like a shooter kind of slashing combative experience where you're working together, you're doing all these different missions and goals and battling through all these objectives across a wide range of levels and planets. It's a very unique sort of experience. And I think it offers a lot of diverse content, and it continues to get a lot of update support over the years. Like this one has definitely, been getting some wild and intense action added to it constantly, which is, I guess, not too surprising. But not every one of these experiences necessarily lasts to the degree that this one has. And like I said, the game really has changed quite a bit. If you've been gone for a long time, you might find this to be a very interesting and dynamic experience to jump into. And there's like a good variety within the different places you go as well. So there's some more, I guess you could say, cybernetic or futuristic sort of locations like this where it's indoors, and some are more, I guess you could say, kind of planets, weird wildlife, and all sorts of different things, right? And you get different weapons here. You got like a melee sense. You got a bit of a shooting style. I want to do a little bit of staff attack on our kind of things, and the particle effects and everything like that really do look quite gorgeous here. At least I think so. I mean, they did a really nice job with that. I don't know if I can do this all by myself. It's kind of intense. Looks so cool, really flashy, really intense. And of course, just a variety of weapons, and you can completely customize your characters and everything, and change your color design, and you know, the way you fight and all that really can get adjusted in tons of different ways. And you do that on your ship and you upgrade everything. And it seems to be pretty fair in regards to, you know, the challenges you have to do and, you know, kind of how you're being rewarded while you're playing the different missions and goals and different, you know, storyline type things. You can do the main story, or you could sort of work off and, you know, kind of do like side objectives and that. I think it's quite interesting, and this is actually like a pretty good showcase of it, because it just like, look at the detail increase on the actual character. Like, it's really, really quite impressive. And then the higher level of fidelity within the environment and the room, it just looks really good and sounds fantastic. I mean, I don't really know how many more details specifically I need to go into this one for the veterans, but, you know, I hope I'm kind of showing it off decently enough so you get an idea of, like, the quality increase, because it really does feel like a next-gen experience, which I am pleasantly surprised by. You know, I wasn't sure they would push it to this high of a degree, but, you know, they've really worked on this and done a good job with it, because it took a little bit for this one to come out, because I think the PS5 version was around a little bit longer than this one in regards to initial release, whereas, you know, traditionally you see a lot of Series X stuff come out faster because, you know, the updates are a little bit easier to do. Where did that thing go? Huh.
The enemy have captured a tower.
They've captured the tower? Well, I don't like that at all. They're making my job a little bit harder. And, you know, we've got the Tenno suit style, and yeah, there's just so many different things you can do and different styles you can have. And it's meant to be played with others, you know, whether you're kind of matchmaking or, you know, kind of going in with friends. I think you get a wide variety of different choices. And this is set up like a bit of a PvP type situation almost. Whereas other levels are more like battling through areas and then trying to escape and, you know, shooting your way through all of the challenges that are up and available. And, you know, I've never felt pressure to really, you know, jump into any microtransaction elements on this one. So I think it's very fair in that regard, at least in my opinion. I think they kind of handle that element of it very, very well, which is nice. Why are you shooting at me? You are going to get absolutely stuffed. Yeah, usually the AI is a bit more dynamic too. I'm assuming it's a little bit toned down, considering I'm all by myself, lonesome here battling against these forces. I'm gonna shoot this guy. And yeah, you need to collect like quite a bit of resources for things as well. You know, your ship is like a big part of your experience, is just managing your ship area. You get some quirky puns occasionally, so, you know, that you might find that kind of interesting or funny depending on your humor type, I guess. Yeah, oh, it looks so like clean and smooth. It's very fascinating. Because I wasn't expecting such a jump up. Like, look at the suit quality in that. It's so shiny, and like it's got like a nice layering of texturing and stuff to it that you really get the fine-tuned details of. And then the dynamic res seems to be really kicking well to make sure that we're, you know, getting a good frame rate as well, at least during the hectic scenes that I've seen. They're not too intensive enemies. I think I've almost captured the enemy towers here, so that's good. You know, we're almost at the 100% mark.
Message decoded. Leave none alive. Clear out the remaining enemy forces.
We'll do so, Lotus creepy thingy that does stuff and says things.
More messages to be decoded. Will you stay or go?
I want to extract though, because I want to show off another mission, so you can see that in action. And you can see the stats, how long it took, everything you were rewarded with. It's kind of nice. And of course it loads very quickly too, which is fantastic, and we can exit, and, you know, we're like back at our ship right away, getting ready to sail across the cosmos. Who knows what kinds of weird things that we'll end up doing. Oh, and there's like resource drones you can do too, which is nice. You find different squads. It's got a lot going on in it. So this is a bit of the story type content, I guess you could say. I thought it would be a good idea to show a little bit of this off alongside with what we showed off initially, so you can get a good mix of the two of them in action.
Vulnerable data consoles on this base. Find them and hack in. We need to know the nature of their new bioweapon.
The Tenno! Keep them away from the specimens.
Destroy them. Dr. Tengus demands absolute secrecy.
Yeah, it looks really good. I know I've been saying that, but I'm just really, really impressed by it. Wow.
My scans are not detecting
Uh-oh,
any known
messed that up.
biochemical agents. What are they doing down here?
Let's go get this objective done. Definitely some frantic things you gotta do in this one. Especially when you're trying to escape sometimes. It gets crazy. They've done a really beautiful job of getting this running smoothly on the platform, which is nice. Intense ninja-like moves. Ooh,
The
nice.
target console is nearby. If you trigger the alarms now, the enemy will start destroying data.
There we go. Yeah, they got some really cool sci-fi vibes in this one, I gotta say. And of course, you gotta get all that loot. So many little neat spots you can go to, too, if you venture around some of the maps. The layouts of them are quite fun. Oh, there's an area up there, too, which is interesting. Huh. Kind of fascinated by that. Online. Okay, let's go take a look at another one, because I think I want to show off some different areas. We are definitely time constrained. Let's go over to B. Hello there. And like I said, wide range of different enemies, intense weapons, many different combative options, whether you want to, use melee, you want to shoot things, you get those choices. Gotta get that deposit in. Nice. And the hacking system's fairly well designed for being like a quick thing to use, so you're not like sitting there forever doing it. But there is a height pressure, because you never know when things are going to start coming and attacking you. But as you can also tell, the arenas are fairly large in regards to where you're kind of headed. You get a lot of different variety in the locations and the scope of them. And of course different designs for suits, which are kind of nice. Outside of the aesthetic cosmetics I got going on with my character, which I think looks still pretty cool. I mean, I thought it looked cool back in the day, so I hope it still holds up for folks. There we go. Hello there. And lots of little things to loot. I guess it almost plays a little bit like strike missions to a degree, I guess you could say, in some way or form, if you're familiar with, the Destiny saying of those types of missions. You can't break those things. And I love how they use the tubes in that to get around. Definitely a little bit more dynamic. Hello there. And of course, there's a good amount of variety in the missions too. It's tons of different things you can do and try in this one.
the console. Trigger the alarms now, and they will start destroying the data.
Why am I missing that? Investigating the bioweapon. Always a lot of work. But seriously, even like the shimmer of the glass and all that, it looks really fancy. The visuals just really come alive in this one. What? Having a hard time with that for some reason. Ooh. I do wonder about the cooperative element of it. It's a lot more fun when you're actually playing with other people and doing, like, you know, team-based things. I think it adds a lot to the experience. Dun 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 dun. There we go. Ah, nothing can just open, can it? That's why they have the quick hack things too. Those help a lot. So much shine and like brightness to it.
Excellent work. A clean extraction with no alarms.
And then you gotta grab the rest of the precious data. And it can get really hectic. Like it's a bit calmer in this one, but it can get really intense. I'm mostly hoping I'm showing off the visual upgrades here. Yeah, you get some really unique particle abilities if you've kind of noticed me unleashing them here. Huzzah. And you can move so well in the environment too, which is nice. And having this smooth 60 while having this high resolution is such a treat.
The target console is nearby. If you trigger the alarms now, the enemy will start destroying data.
Very well. Can't just shoot the glass out.
Alarms have been triggered. You need to retrieve that data before the data destruction is complete.
I think they know something's up. That was pretty close. It was actually really quite close there. But yeah, you can see how these missions can actually provide a good amount of time and everything for you to work through stuff. I don't know. It's sort of a fun experience. I've had some good times with Warframe, you know, working with others mostly, but you play by yourself, it's alright too. I don't think... Can I do a wall run? I can't remember this one.
We need to know what is going on here.
That kind of worked there. Okay, well, I didn't die, so that's nice. Let's go back and let's get that last one over there. Dun 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 dun. materials you need for this one. Ooh, okay. I guess I was not supposed to jump up there. Nope. Nope. Oh, maybe? Yep. Okay. You can defy a little bit of gravity in this one. Ooh, it actually was one of the easier ones to get into.
Alarms. Data destruction is imminent. You need to hurry.
Nah, not a problem. Now we just gotta extract.
Retrieval was successful. We have everything we came for. Get to extraction.
Why is it telling me to go through that way when I can't, obviously?
Tengus?
Tengus did this. I know he did.
Someone released these creatures on purpose. They want them to destroy you.
No way. Oh, the extraction's actually this way? I thought it would be backtracking. Kind of left the last one open so that I could go back. Nope, okay. Get to the ship. Guess we should have left this one for last. I can just move so quickly in this game now. It's nuts. Oh, come on. What? It's gonna do a clear jump. We did it, guys. High fives all around.